Let me welcome everyone. I'm Tami from Nutmeg Notebook. We're happy to have you here today. So we are in the middle of a wonderful sale with our partners at Holland Bowl Mill Company from Holland, Michigan. And we are known for our chopped salads that we make in our Holland Bowl Mill 15-inch bowls, and they are on sale right now. This is what we call the Perfectly Imperfect sale, and the imperfect bowls might have a little more discoloration. They might not be perfectly round. They'll just have slight imperfections, but they are drastically reduced. So from 25 to 35% off, depending on the size that you get. And then we also have a number of other things that are on sale for the Imperfect sale this year as well, which we can also talk about. We did a video on Thursday when we launched the sale. We did a video yesterday as well where we showed you how to chop a salad in a Holland bowl, so be sure to check that out as well. And today Tom is going to be sharing with you how to maintain your bowl, how to wash your bowl after you've chopped in it or served out of it, and also how to sharpen your Mezzaluna knife. And so we get questions about that all the time, and so that will be really helpful for you. So for the Holland Bowl Mill Perfectly Imperfect sale, we have a special link for you in the show notes. So underneath this video where it says more, click on that and you'll find a special link for the landing page just for this sale. There you will see everything that is on sale that is between 25 and 35% off. When you order the bowl, you do get the Mezzaluna knife with it, and we do use the 15-inch as well. And when you get to the landing page, it has a very nice explanation of how everything works. You can also get free engraving on the bottom of it. And yesterday, if you are a subscriber of our newsletter, Tom sent out a newsletter with a lot of ideas for different plant-based, healthy, related little items that you could have engraved on the bottom of your bowl. So check that out. If you have not subscribed to our newsletter, go to our Nutmeg Notebook Facebook page, and there is a post there with a link to the newsletter so that you can see those ideas. I think we had 35 of them. We went on ChatGPT and asked it to come up with things, and it came up with the most clever, fun ideas on what you can engrave on the bottom of your bowl. So that's really fun. So also there's a heart-shaped bowl, there's serving platters that you can use like for a charcuterie board. There's little 7-inch bowls, lots of fun things on the sale this year. We included more things than what we have had in the past. So watch that video that we did with Corey from Holland Bowl on Thursday, and he was in the factory where they make them, talked all about how they make them, and from the time they get the tree until the bowl is ready is 6 weeks. And so that the bowl is going through various stages of being created during that time. And so they do come with a lifetime guarantee, even the Perfectly Imperfect. Hello, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Do you have volume?
So, yeah, I do now. So just one little button did me in. So
one little button.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, I almost feel like, you know, because we're looking up so high there, I'm gonna drop that camera down.
Okay, I feel like I'm going like this.
Yeah, it's breaking my neck. So if you
see
guys will just hang on, I've got a little crank to turn. I'm bring you more eye to eye with us.
Okay, great.
Because I can't sit on that cushion. That's gonna knock me off.
All right, good morning, everybody. Nice to have you here. Hi, Randy. Thanks for jumping in. Randy is at home in Tennessee, and she is doing her batch prep for the week. She's so good at it. I saw a picture of her salads that she batch prepped already, and I asked her if she delivered. She did not decide to deliver to me, so I guess I'm going to have to make my own. If you have a question, put it in the chat. We already have a couple of questions. Michelle wants to know, how long after conditioning your bowl do you wait to prep a salad? We usually do it the next day. So it's after we have used it, after it's gotten dry, then Tom will wax or oil it, and then pop it, set it, let it dry overnight, and then the next day we will use it.
I don't try to, and by the way, I switched these cameras, so we're actually looking at the light colored camera. That's our
number one now.
See, now we're more
wow, you're really messing with me this morning.
Well, because I was doing the bowl thing.
You made me sit over here instead of there. You didn't give me sound. Now you flipped the cameras on me. I don't know if I can handle all this change.
But that keeps life interesting. Okay,
so
that question was, how long after you condition bowl do you wait to prep a salad?
The next day. After the next day. You usually do it after we've used it
we'll do
today.
A lunch salad, and then they'll sit out
and dry, and then you'll wax them.
And then it's kind of a late afternoon thing. So,
and then the next day we'll do a salad.
Any residual hits, because the wood does,
it soaks it up.
Soaks it up somehow.
It does. Okay, another question before you get started.
I'm in no toot.
TS says, looking forward to this. It's time for me to season my 15-inch bowl, but I think it needs a very light sanding. I'm not sure what to use.
So what I keep looking at the wrong camera. I keep looking because they're switched. Hi guys.
Who created that problem? I just want to know. Who created that problem for us?
Okay.
I could go put a sticker on it that says, look here.
We just need to remember to look at what's typically the Tami Cam.
There we go.
This is why we never change seating at the dinner table. We always sit in the same chair for like forever.
Well, the grandkids like that structure.
Yeah.
And if we sit someplace else, that it deframes them.
Sandpaper. We're going to talk about sandpaper. Just off the top of my head, I kind of remember using 200 grit, 150, 80 is out of the question. It's way too coarse. So if you've got a 200 grit, and then I may have finished it off with a 250. I'm not going to demonstrate that today. I don't know if I've ever put that on the video.
I don't think so.
I used one of Tami's old kitchen sponges, those ones where they're like hard, and then when you get them wet, they get soft, and then when they dry out, they kind of curl up a little bit. Well, that curled up bit is like the perfect shape for the bowl. Oh. And so then I took a sheet of sandpaper and cut it so I could kind of fold it over that. So it wasn't like, working with a block of wood does not work. You need something pliable, soft under there. So I used the kind of that stiffer sponge. And then I was able to press that in and just work it around in the bottom of the bowl. Tami gets that. Can you push number 2 button there? You see in the bottom of this one, the chop, we're talking about these chop marks in the bottom. And they are harder when it gets this bad to treat with the oil. They like catch up too much wax. And so then this one actually is time to give it a sanding. And then this bowl, this one, has the patina, but you see it doesn't have that roughness from all of the chopping. So it really does not need a sanding right now. But Tami's bowl, this one does. You can see the kind of down at the bottom there.
Yeah.
So
I've chopped a lot of salads in this.
So I think the biggest takeaway here is a medium grit sandpaper. I can't remember 200, and then use a sponge so that you've got something that will shape to the bowl, some kind of sponge, and move it around until it gets down.
TS says, I noticed that Corey mentioned using the mineral oil first, then adding the beeswax to lengthen the time between seasoning. Do you do both?
I do both, but not necessarily at the same time. The mineral oil we're talking about is this, I don't have this in the show notes. I should put that, I'll put this in the comments, or not the comments, in the description later. Is the food grade mineral oil, and I'll use that in between waxings to get by when I'm in a hurry. So, you know, like this one is getting a little bit dry. They both are. I purposefully did not wax these because I wanted to have something to show today. So they're probably a week overdue. But I do the oil in between, and then when I wax them, and that's part of what I'm going to talk about. That the trick is, I have a hack for you on using this wax.
Yeah. So TS has another question. So a clean, dry Brillo pad, would that be great?
I would not put those. I would not have Brillo. I'm thinking steel bowl. Yeah, a clean, dry Brillo pad with the sandpaper wrapped around it. That would give you some body behind the sandpaper.
Yeah, just so that you have something that will help the sandpaper go against the curve.
What do you call those sponges you buy in the little bundle?
There's the Scotch Brite or
because it's not Scotch Brite. It's
kind
those
of 3M
right
little sponges.
Kitchen sponges, yeah.
Yeah, but they have like the safe for Teflon.
Yeah.
Coating on one side of them.
Is the Brillo pad the one that's made out of plastic, or is that the one that's out of coiled stainless steel?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I remember that term, but we haven't bought one for so long.
I don't know.
When I think of Brillo pad, it's like something my mom.
But you're thinking more like a sponge that is firm, but
has some body.
Some body to it, but will conform to the concave.
Like a soft sponge would not work so well, but a stiff sponge would, especially if it's a used stiff sponge. And you can kind of mush it around.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'll be talking a bit about the mineral oil, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a hack on the actual treatment that helps the absorbency into the bowl.
Randy's making sweet potato chocolate pudding right now.
Okay.
That sounds
Adriana
good. And she won't deliver anything to us.
Adriana lost sound.
If you lost sound, Adriana, I would sign out and sign back in. That happened to some people a couple weeks ago.
And it was a YouTube issue.
And it was a YouTube issue. So if you're the only one that doesn't have sound, then it's a YouTube issue.
Yeah, and I see in the monitor that we're getting up.
Oh, she says Brillo is metal and sometimes comes with soap embedded.
Then I
wouldn't use that.
I would not use that, and not the stainless steel ones that have the soap embedded either.
No.
So I think maybe safe. I'm going to turn the sound down one notch because it says
we're too loud.
Yeah, we're spiking up in the red there.
Okay, and we're not even talking loud.
I see.
It's these new mics; they pick up really good.
Yeah, we're getting used to these new mics and where to position them and whatnot.
And we don't have to shout now.
No.
Adriana says, "Thank you so much. I switched to my iPhone and I'm back with sound now." Okay, good. Randy says it's a long drive from Tennessee to California.
Well, was she going to come wax my bowls here?
I don't know.
Get these
I don't
cleaned up?
think she's volunteering to do anything.
Oh,
no,
okay.
She's not. All right, that's okay.
Okay, so did you finish then talking for now about the perfectly imperfect Holland Bowl Mill sale?
I think so. So I'll just give you a quick rundown. The imperfect bowls will have a little more grain or color variation. They might not be perfectly round compared to the premium bowls. And because of the imperfections on the 12, 15, 17, and a 20-inch, they are heavily discounted compared to the premium selections. And you are going to be shopping by bowl size. So when you go to our special landing page, which the link is in the notes, you'll see that each of the chopping bowls will come with a Mezzaluna knife. That will be included. You do not need any kind of a discount code or anything because that landing page has the sale price on it. And then there are different woods that you can get. They will just randomly send you a wood bowl. If you have a preference in the comment section when you're in the shopping page, if you put in the comment section, I would prefer cherry, or I would prefer, I have to look and see. Your choices this year are red oak, beech, cherry, ash, or maple.
Possible choices.
So those are your possible choices. So put that in the comments and they will do their best to accommodate your wood choice. If they have sold out of it, then they will substitute one of
I would
the
expect
others.
the cherry and the red oak and the maple to go out first, followed by the beech and the ash, and so
Could be.
So yeah, so when they run out of a particular type of wood, then they'll go to the next closest wood.
Yeah, and if they run out of a size, it will be marked on the website page. So what you won't find in the bowls are cracks on the rim or structural issues. Just like the perfect bowls, the imperfect bowls will come with a lifetime guarantee from cracking or warping, provided they are cared for properly, which we are going to talk to you about and teach you about today. And they are all hardwoods, and all of them are suitable to be used for using the Mezzaluna knife. The orders will typically ship in 5 to 7 business days. You can get the free engraving, like I talked about, on the bottom, up to 50 characters. And so that makes it really nice for yourself or for giving as a gift. These make fantastic gifts for Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, graduations. And did I say that they should ship in 5 to 7 days? But remember, since we're going to have a lot of orders and most everybody gets the engraving, that will slow it down a little bit, but they are hopeful that they'll get everybody's orders out in 5 to 7 days. Now, the knife will not come with the knife holder. This is sold separately. So if you want this, go ahead and buy it now, because as long as you meet a minimum $100, you'll get free shipping. And so go ahead and get this knife holder now, plus it's on sale. And so this is the time to get it. All right. And if you're new to our channel, what we use these for is we use these to make beautiful chopped salads. And then also my beautiful chopped salad book is also on sale. So this is an online video course, and then you also get a downloadable PDF that you can print, full of recipes and also full of all different kinds of ideas on how to top your chopped salad. And use the discount code Nutmeg30 and you'll save 30% on that course, and that includes videos and that ebook as well. And that can be found on our blog at nutmegnotebook.com. Oh, he's doing stuff. He's making something hot. Jesse's here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and Jesse, I don't do a lot of woodworking, but she reminded me of those pre-shaped, curvy sanding pads that are basically sandpaper glued to a sponge, right?
That is so cool.
Yeah, so those would probably work pretty well, and you can get a medium and a fine grit. Again, I'd stay away from the coarse. I don't think we need that on these hardwoods. So I want to talk about the beeswax first, and the oil.
Now, you don't have to use the beeswax. It's a combination of beeswax and food grade mineral oil. If you don't want that, you can just use the mineral oil.
You just have to use it more often.
You have to use it more often because it doesn't give you quite as much protection as the beeswax. Also, if you're an ethical vegan and you don't want your bowl to be dipped in the beeswax mixture before they send it to you, put that in the comments when you order it.
And they will send you a mineral oil only dipped bowl.
Right.
So now, whether you specify that or not, I'm not sure what will happen, but when you get a bowl, you do get a sample, this little condiment thing of beeswax, so you can see what it is. Mm-hmm. If you intend to use the beeswax mineral oil blend, I strongly suggest you put one of these in your cart, the full-size 8-ounce beeswax. It'll last you quite a while, because you don't want to have to order this, decide to order it 2 weeks later and then have to deal with minimum shipping charge.
Right.
So get that now. So this is what it looks like when it comes new. Tammy, can you give us on camera too? There we go. So it's pretty firm in there. So and the reason I mention that.
You want me to go back?
Yeah, go back to one. Thank you. So I have this hack that I developed early on, because when I go to use the cloth in the room temperature, it's like really stiff shoe polish. It doesn't want to come out. So I started out actually with hot water from the tea kettle, poured it in this bowl, and then just floated my bees oil in there, and it makes it nice and soft so that the little rag can pick it up. So I'm gonna take that out and set that aside for now. But that for me is like a critical first hack in getting it so that you'll get absorption into the bowl. And if you want to set that bowl aside, I'll work with this one for now.
Sure.
And I'm using this pad so that I don't make a bunch of noise. So there was a question about Corey talking about using mineral oil first. I do that in the bottom of the bowl where all this chopping is going on. It's a little bit rougher and harder to get the wax in there actually. So Tammy, if you can go to camera 2. So I will just take a little bit of oil and put it in there. And I have my little, I don't want to be messing with all my electronic gear with messy hands. So I'll take a paper towel. I'll start this because I don't want to, and Tammy, would you grab me a couple more squares of paper towel?
Sure.
So I will start this process in that coarser part with the paper towel, just so I'm getting absorption into that where it's rougher from the constant chopping. Now bear in mind, this bowl has been chopped in multiple thousands of times. You got 365 days a year. We're probably chopping a salad 325 of those days anyway. Times 10 years is 3,250 times this bowl has been chopped in. So, and then back to camera 1, if you would, please. I just have these in reserve here.
It's kind of fun to get to be the camera girl.
Okay, well, I'll supervise as best I can. So, a couple of things. No, I'll do this. I'll come back to that. So this is nice and soft. So you want to be gentle going in here. Otherwise,
and this is one of the baby washcloths from when our grandkids were babies.
This does not,
because it's very soft.
Yeah, paper towels do not work because they tend to come apart on you and leave a bunch of white bits everywhere. And I'm just not loving that. So I'll put that back floating on my warm water. So I'm going to start on the inside, and I just lost that.
You should have the silicone one.
Okay, so you can actually, if you push this guy, this upper right-hand corner, and then you can go to that, and so it keeps us our little
in the box,
our little window there. So you see the red light in that group of 6 there.
Yeah.
That's the button to push. So if I set this up right, so I'm just going to start wiping this in here.
And you see the green patina shows up more in the lighter color woods, and that is just from the chlorophyll from the dark leafy greens that we chop in the bowl. And like in my cherry bowl, it doesn't show so much because my cherry bowl is very red in the inside of it, but if it had a white patch going through the center of it, then it would show up more like Tom's does. But we consider that a badge of honor. That just shows that we've been eating our greens and feeding our gut biome and doing a good job with our diet. And you can set it out in the sun in the summertime, and the sun will fade that. Okay. But there's no point for us because it's just going to get green again.
Okay, when you're wiping, for me, in this section here where there's an obvious grain inside the bowl, I wipe with the grain, and actually you can see that grain would come to life.
Oh yeah, it looks so much prettier.
So, and then you've got the white in the middle, and it doesn't like color up so much, but this heartwood you see here, which is, used to be the center of the tree, really kind of comes to life.
I'm gonna get you a silicone mat.
Oh, because it's going to be less slippery.
Yeah, because that keeps sliding all over the place.
Well, I was thinking as a noise buffer. That's why I did that.
I know.
But a silicone will work better. You're brilliant. But
that's why you married me, isn't it?
We all know that.
Didn't you marry me because I was brilliant?
And beautiful.
Which one do you want?
The red one will be easier to clean after.
Okay.
In case I get wax on it.
How's that?
Okay, so So we are, at this point, pretty much done.
You're gonna do the outside too,
Yeah,
though?
yeah. So we're pretty much done with these sides. Back to camera 2, please. So, yeah, and like Tami said, the green is there, but you can see where the, which way everything is backwards. How do you do this?
It's crazy.
So you can see how this really colored up here with the wax.
Yeah, it looks so much better. It really needed it. It was very dry.
Yeah, so let's go to the outside, and you can leave it there for the moment.
Okay.
Get a little more wax on the cloth here.
You got a little green patina going on the bottom of that thing
Yeah.
there too.
So here's this heartwood here. We're going to work on that first, so we can see what happens. So here's I did this side,
Yeah, look how pretty that is.
and then the opposite side. You can see it's drier. Well, here, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Is the dry side, you can see it's kind of chalky, and then this side is it got a nice wood, more depth to it.
Yeah.
So looking at that picture, I need to not look at that picture. It makes me
I know. It makes
go
you,
backwards.
I know. Now you know why I have a hard
Look
time.
at this side. Look at how this side's coloring up.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Okay, so a note about the bottom here. Yes, it's a little bit green because when you're chopping a salad, little salad bits fly around, and they can get into the bowl, and then you keep chopping it, and then they get mushed into the bottom of the bowl. It's just spinach, you know, or arugula or whatever. So yeah, that green is there, and quite frankly, I don't worry about it. You know, people spend a lot of money on wood stains, so this is like free wood stain for me. So I just wax over it and call that a good day.
Well, it's just going to get green eventually. Anyway.
Yeah, so there's no point in worrying
about it.
Yeah, what do they say on Jungle Book? Hakuna Matata, just let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Michaela says this is the 15-inch bowl that is being oiled, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is this guy now. It's got a little bit of sheen to it. It's not thirsty anymore, and we're good to go for at least a couple of weeks on that one.
Right. So, couple questions here.
Yep.
And you're going to get started on this one. So I'll start answering some questions here. Let's see. Michaela says, how often do you need to oil the products if they are not used constantly? Just when they start to look dull. So Corey recommends that if you're using the bowls to chop a salad in every day, that you should treat it about every 2 weeks if you're using it every day, because you're going to be rinsing it out, and it's going to dry out the wood, and so you would need to do it once every 2 weeks. You have to treat them properly so that they won't crack, because what we're doing is preventing the wood from drying out and cracking on us.
As Tami mentioned, it doesn't hurt to dress all of the wood products once in a while, especially the ones that get handled and get washed. Before I move to the wooden utensils, Tami, let's talk a little bit about washing these bowls after we use them. Or did you already do that? Sometimes she covers stuff and I'm not paying attention. And that's not just on YouTube. So
what did you ask me?
We're not paying attention.
I was reading something.
So our wash technique post chopping a salad
I can tell them about
varies
that. Yeah.
slightly. What I do is I get done chopping, I get the salad back in my serving bowl, and then you immediately go to the sink with your bowl and rinse it out with a spray nozzle if you have one. And I just spin the bowl around. I rotate the bowl and with the water spray and get all that out. And then I'll grab the dishcloth and I cheat if I get it wet with warm water, and if I give it a squish and I see soap bubbles, I'm good to go. I'll take that and I'll wipe out my bowl and make sure, because we're mixing the balsamic vinegars, or especially if I've used one of Tami's wonderful dressings from nutmegnotebook.com recipe blog site. Those have beans or tofu or some other organic materials in them. Then I will make sure I've got a good soapy dishcloth and give it a pretty thorough scrub. But if I've just used a vinegar, I just really wipe it out nicely with the dishcloth, dry it immediately, and then I set it over here on the kitchen counter behind you guys, until mid-afternoon, late afternoon, to make sure it's got plenty of air to completely dry out from that moisture.
Right.
So
I would point out that after you have oiled it or waxed it, don't put it on a tablecloth or even on your countertop. Put it on a couple of paper towels because it will have some residue on it that could come off and stain like a placemat or a tablecloth or anything like that. So my method, because I do it a little bit different.
She does it better than I do.
I wouldn't say it's better. And so, we don't eat out of the bowl. And so we use our silicone spatula to put it into our Corelle bowl that we eat out of. And so I'll do that, and then I'll take it to the sink, and I'll put, we have a spray nozzle, so I'll spray a little bit of water in it, and I'll rinse out the little bit of greens that are left in the bowl. And then I'll put a little bit of water, and I put dish soap on my dishcloth. So I'll get that, and it'll be a little bit of hot water, and a little bit of hot water on a clean dishcloth with a little bit of soap on it, and then I'll wipe it all down, then dump that water out, then I rinse it with fresh water. And you never want to put this in a bowl, a sink of water. Not the utensils, not the Mezzaluna knife, none of it sits in soapy water. And so then after I've rinsed it out, then I take a kitchen towel and I dry it really well. And then we do leave them sit out on the countertop until they are completely dry, which only takes like a couple hours. And then we store them in our pantry, and then we'll put them in the pantry. And so similar method, just slightly
more complicated.
No, it is not. It's not more complicated, but that works really well. And so now there are some things that can stain it. Usually the only thing that I find that leaves a stain is strawberries. So peppers, like red peppers, don't seem to stain it. Beets, for whatever reason, because they make dye out of beets. The beets don't stain it. We do like to put beets in our salads, and those don't stain it. And then sometimes lemon juice might kind of fade the color a little bit if it gets, like if you just put lemon juice in there without the greens in. Like I was cutting a lemon one time and I sat it in one of the bowls, and it just made a kind of a weird little discoloration in the bottom of the bowl. But then when Tom waxed it, then it was fine again. So Heidi says, what's engraved on the bottom of your bowl? This one says, get healthy, stay healthy, one meal at a time, Nutmeg Notebook.
If you don't specify the engraving, go ahead and put it camera two, please. If you don't specify an engraving, you'll get the Holland
wood shoe,
the Holland wood shoe emblem with the Holland Bowl Mill logo in it. So this is an unengraved bowl. Is this one of the perfectly imperfect examples?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. So it's got the business there. But this is not one that we chop in. Oh, look there's a smiley face.
I know, isn't that fun?
Look at that. It's got a nose and everything.
I know, it's fun.
Right here.
That's so fun.
Oh, they should charge extra for that instead of discounting it.
I know.
So yeah, this is not a chopping bowl, but look at how beautiful the wax brings out the redwoods.
You could chop. It's a 12-inch. You could chop like herbs in it. But I use it for lemons and just lots of different things. Just depends on what kind of produce we have and how much we have and what I need a container for. When we had our garden the last couple of years and had all of our tomatoes, I would take this bowl out with me when the grandkids would help me pick tomatoes. and we would fill it in no time flat. So Randy says that hers says, "Let food be thy medicine." I like that. So, so yeah, if you are a subscriber to our email, you got an email yesterday from Tom with lots of 35 different ideas for things that you could have engraved on the bottom of your bowl. And were you going to put a link to that in the community on YouTube as well? You thought about doing it. Well, anyway,
I was going to put a link to yesterday's newsletter that had the engraving suggestions on it on the community tab of our YouTube channel. Yes. Does that make any sense? I sent an email yesterday, and I'm going to post a link of a copy of it under community on YouTube.
Okay.
I haven't done that yet, though, but I'll do that later because that's a wonderful list.
Or if you go to our Facebook page, Nutmeg Notebook Facebook page, he did post a link to that newsletter there yesterday. And so there's a link to the newsletter. You click on that, then you'll be able to read the whole newsletter, and you'll get to see all those suggestions. I could copy and paste just that part from the newsletter, and I could put it on Facebook for people too.
Okay, yeah.
In a post.
Why don't you do that?
Why don't I do that?
Tammy's going to do a Facebook post and save me. Not that I wouldn't still do that other thing, but
You
that's
could.
kind of circuitous, and your situation will be more direct. So, okay. I got to put this baggie here so I don't forget to talk about the waxing rack. Should we talk about rice paddles?
Yes, so just a second. So Jesse is making a good point that not all oils are food grade. And so do show ours.
Yeah,
we want to make sure.
I will link this in our show notes here, but more importantly, I'll put it, what category would it be in on our Amazon shop page?
Miscellaneous, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah, miscellaneous, not pantry.
No.
Okay, we
don't want anybody to think you're supposed to eat it.
Yeah, there's a category on our Amazon shop page that says Nutmeg Notebook Miscellaneous. Now, in their little square thumbnails that they do, it just says Nutmeg Notebook. I have to rechange that title so it says Miscellaneous Nutmeg Notebook so you can see which category it is. I apologize for that. We kind of discovered that yesterday. Can you make a note on this piece of paper here for me to change the miscellaneous page description around? So I will put a link to this on that, and I think that's actually where I bought this one because we could get it. But you know, if you go to CVS or well, if they're still around, Safeway or whatever, if it says food grade mineral oil, you're golden. So
yeah.
Is this used like as a laxative or something?
I think some mineral oil is.
Yeah.
No, that was castor oil, wasn't it?
That's castor oil.
That-
yeah, this is all talking
that
about
mothers
cutting boards
used to-
and letting it sit. Okay, there's an instruction here. Let the oil sit at least 4 hours or overnight if possible to let it soak into the wood. A properly oiled board should appear wet and hydrated, which these do now, and before they were kind of dry and chalky. So that's, people say if you're looking at dry and chalky, then it's time. Mm-hmm. So Tami talked a lot about, are we ready to transition to rice paddles?
Well, did you finish with you did talk about the Mezzaluna knife and how you did the handle.
So far as the waxing, we're going to come back to sharpening in just a bit.
And you can use the same technique on the holder for the knife as well.
I did the holder while you were talking.
Oh, perfect.
I just did this.
Look, that's
See?
beautiful.
I just did the holder while you were busy.
Oh, nice.
So,
you get another check mark.
I was working the whole time. You
get another check
delivering
mark.
information, and I was doing.
You were doing well.
Stuff. If you follow us, you know that I talk a lot about this very heavy-duty, durable rice paddle, because I used to use the plastic ones that came with Tami's Instapots, and I'm responsible for the rice cooking because I do it perfectly. That's why we call it perfect. What is it called? Tom's
perfectly granular rice.
Brown rice. And my jasmine and basmati are also perfectly granular. I used to dip in with those silly plastic ones that would come with the Instapot, and as I was lifting up, they would bend back, and then kapoosh, rice would go flying across the room because it was like a catapult, like going like this. So, and then when Holland Bowl Mill came out with this line, I saw this big, nice, wooden, rigid rice paddle. And it's like, I got to get me one of those. So we did. But because I'm diving it into like totally steaming hot rice, because when I open I do natural release, and then I reach down with this and kind of break up the rice so that it can loosen up a little bit. That's part of keeping it perfectly granular. Let it cool a bit, and then I'll dispense it while it's still kind of warm and very pliable into our storage containers. So this is getting a lot of hot steam in that use. So fairly regularly, I will be using a quick fix with the mineral oil. Today I'm going to use the wax because I have it out. And so I do have to treat it fairly right. Otherwise it gets like, it feels very absorbent, very fuzzy, especially along this front edge. The other trick to using this wooden paddle is after I'm done dispensing the rice, I take one of Tami's scrubby pads, a nylon scrubby pad. What's that star-shaped one? Does it have a name? Because it's curved. Do we know what that is? Do you know where you
Scrub
got that?
Daddy.
Yeah, I need to put that on
Scrub Daddies.
on our miscellaneous page too.
They come in different.
Okay, I use this happy face guy. This would probably work for sanding too. I use this happy face guy because it's got the curve, and I just really scrub really vigorously here, and then I go on the flat side and I scrub the outside here. And so this is what I use because it's very
it's coarse and and it's stiff until you get it
yeah,
wet.
I don't want to say it's abrasive because it doesn't scratch the wood, but it really cleans it well. So this is what I use to clean any like sticky residue off of anything wood. So that's what I use on this. So I'm going to leave that there, and I can also, when I do the mineral oil, I'll do that. Mm-hmm. So let's finish this guy.
Okay, so more conversation going about the mineral oil. So I know if you're, not following the comments, then you're missing out on some of the information.
Go ahead.
So Sally says the pharmacy has mineral oil that says tasteless and odorless. Is that fine? No, it needs to say food grade mineral oil because you're putting it on something that food is going to come in contact with. And so if
could say in the fine print food grade, if they're talking about tasteless, it might be for possible contact with humans, but it needs to say food grade.
Well, yeah, it needs to say food grade. Let's see.
So my spoon doesn't really change appearance that much. Can you give us number,
Sure.
Give us number 2. But I guess we picked up a little bit of grain and stuff. But this one goes dry and chalky,
Pretty fast.
Pretty fast because I'm really putting it into a difficult environment. But it's worth it because it saves me messing up the kitchen. So, all right, I'm going to be done with using the wax now. I do use kitchen gloves.
Because look at how oily the glove is.
Because that, I guess it might be a good treatment for dry hands, but it's not going to hurt anything, but I just don't want the mess. So this is a single-use thing, so we get rid of that.
Okay, and then you're going to talk about how to sharpen the
Yeah, and then
Mezzaluna.
This cloth, which has only had wax and oil on it, it absorbs some of that. I don't throw it in the laundry. I actually put it into a baggie, and it goes in the cupboard with my wax for the next time I need to wax the bowls. And this is a new one I just started because my old one that I've been using for a while it's too big, number one. This was just a coarse scrub cloth that you buy like at Costco or whatever.
Oh yeah, like a cleaning rag.
But I was talking to Tami Tom, that thing really soaks up a lot of wax, which means it's not going into the wood, it's going into the cloth. So I opted for a smaller cloth. This is going to be my
new one.
My new one moving forward. And that other one probably go in the trash because I don't want to put all that stuff in the washing machine in that cloth.
Shall I clean up some of this?
Absolutely.
You don't need this, right?
And actually, let me have that because I got to go wash the wax off my left hand before I start handling sharp knives.
Okay, so while you're doing that, then I will show them these 3 different size bowls that we have. Tia says, I did not see you put any mineral oil or wax in the knife holder cutout for the blade. You wouldn't really have a way of getting it down in there, would you? Tom?
When
She said she didn't see you put anything in the cutout for the blade in this part.
Oh, I don't go inside. No, there's
No.
no way to get inside there.
No.
I'm just doing the outside
Because
because
it was
this is just getting fingerprints.
Yeah, it doesn't get wet.
And any food bits from the hands that are handling it.
Yeah. So no. If you tried to do that,
You'd have a
then
mess.
it would be a mess because it would just pool in the bottom of that. So this is a 12-inch maple, and this is one of the Imperfect bowls. So you can see here it has, this is where there was a knot in the tree, but this is sanded completely smooth here. And then it just has, on the outside, it has a little bit of discoloration because of that, but it's perfectly fine bowl. It's beautiful. It can be used. It still has the guarantee on it. I'll show you that one in a minute. So this is the 12-inch bowl. This is a 15-inch Imperfect bowl, and this one has a little knot, a little knot here up by the top of the rim. It has just a little bit of texture to it, but they've sanded it over, and that's not going to get in the way at all of being able to use this for a chopping bowl. And then, does it have, yeah, I think that's pretty much the only thing wrong with this one, if you want to call it wrong. And so this one is a 15-inch cherry. This is a 12-inch maple. And you can see that as you go up in diameter, you also have more depth in the bowl. So this one is quite a bit shorter than the 15-inch. And so this one just is not big enough for us to chop our salads in. And then this is the 17-inch. This is also an Imperfect bowl, and that's because of all the knots that this tree had in it. So here and here and here, and they've sanded those all nice and smooth. And then it does have some, funky stuff going on the outside of it as well. But this is actually one of my favorite bowls. For some reason, I just love all the character that it has from all of this going on. And so this is a 17. Again, when you get bigger in diameter, a lot more depth. So this is big enough to chop one salad at a time. If we're entertaining, I will put 2 salads in this one and chop 2 salads. If I'm taking, I get asked to bring Caesar salad to a lot of family gatherings and whole food plant-based potlucks, but even the family that doesn't eat like we do loves my Caesar dressing. And so I will prep my lettuce, prep my dressing and everything, and then I will take it in this where we're going. And if we have a ways to drive, then I'll take the dressing separate usually, and then add the dressing once we get there, because this is enough to feed a lot of people salad. And so this works out great. So you can see 12, 15, and 17, and then there's even a bigger one, a 20-inch. When you're not using them for chopping, you can use them. You can put fruit in them. In the winter time, I like to get, in the fall, I'll do little pumpkins and gourds in this and set it on my dining room table. And then when I start buying winter squashes, I think they're so beautiful. I want them to be out and to be enjoyed. And so I'll put this on my dining room table and I'll fill it full of winter squash because they're just so colorful and beautiful. So you can use them for other things as well. You can make your broccoli salad and put a broccoli salad in here and serve out of it. My, quinoa, zesty quinoa and black bean salad. You can make that and put it in here to serve. And they just look really pretty. And so you can use them for a lot of different things. You don't have to use it just for salad. Also, we have a hot air popcorn popper, and so we set it up and then we'll set either this bowl or this bowl. If it's just Tom and I, we'll use this bowl. We'll set that up and just let the hot air popcorn, as it pops, go right into the bowl. And so this is a really fun thing to do with the family. And then let me grab the 7-inch bowls. So then you can have these 7-inch bowls to serve the popcorn in. I think I have 8, either 8 or 10 of these. So it's time to get some more because I won't have enough when we have more company over. But this is really fun because then you can serve your popcorn out of these. And you can use these for a variety, side salads, all different kinds of things. And they're just beautiful. And they're going to last for a lifetime as long as you take good care of them. Another thing that's on the special is this beautiful heart-shaped bowl. You can see how that looks. So what it is if they have a 12-inch bowl that once they cut it out and it had some defect up around the rim, then they cut it. You can see if I do this, then they will cut it into a cute little heart-shaped bowl. Isn't that sweet? And so these are really fun. I give these to a lot of friends as gifts. They're really nice. So Mother's Day is coming. What a cute little gift to give for Mother's Day or to someone for their birthday as well. And then also, let's see, I'm going to have to move these. Any questions about the size of the bowls? Tia says, do you find a difference when putting fruit in the fruit bowl rather than using the bowl with the cutouts? I haven't tested it, so I can't really properly answer that question. We always have bananas in our big fruit bowl because we will buy, 4 or more bunches of bananas at a time. And so it's always full of bananas. And so then I'll use my other bowls on the table for other, like if I have pears that need to ripen or, whatever other fruit that I might have that I need to have sitting out, or avocados. And so I can't properly answer that because I would need to do a test. But the theory behind it is that if you, here, let me get these and come back over. If you have the holes open on the fruit bowl, and I'll grab the fruit bowl to show you. If you have the holes in the bowl, bananas. Then that allows the gases from the fruit or the bananas to escape, and it's supposed to help it to last longer so that they don't ripen too fast. But they were asking if I think that it makes a difference having the fruit bowl with the holes or not.
The scientists say yes.
Okay, and I said I can't really say because we've never
there's a thing with
it.
The gases that certain fruits emit, and then those gases cause other fruits or other neighboring fruits of the same type to also ripen more quickly.
Right.
So yeah, the scientists say that ventilation is a thing.
Yeah. So the fruit bowl is not on the Imperfect sale, but right now they do have 15% off.
They have an Easter sale going.
There's an Easter sale going. So if you use our regular link, do you also have that in the show notes?
Yeah, it's hollandbowlmill.com/nutmeg. Doesn't get any easier than that.
Then you will get 15% off of the products that are not on the Imperfect sale. Yeah. I'm going to hand that to you this
I'll
time.
take it back.
Perfect. And then this is a wonderful serving piece that I just love, and it has that little handle. It does come with a little leather cord so that you can hang it up as well. And this is really fun for using for a charcuterie board. And so I'll put one of my vegan cream cheeses from our cream cheese and crackers book in the middle, and then some of the homemade crackers or chips or whatever I have made, and some veggies, or one of my fruit dips from that same book, and then fresh fruit all around it. and that works really well. And I don't know if you can see it or not. I had fresh strawberries on here, and they
You go to the camera and I'll hold it.
okay, and they left just a little
Where are
tiny. Right. Let me see. It's backwards, right here.
Oh, so this isn't part of the wood.
No, that is just a little stain from
Oh,
the.
okay, right here it is.
Yeah.
But that's not.
But
That's
and
not
if
anything to write
all
home
I have
about.
to do is set it out in the sun. If we ever get
Yeah,
a sunny
there's actually
day.
the outline of 2 strawberries there.
Yeah, if we ever get a sunny day, I'll just set it out in the sun. I'll put it on the patio table.
It'll bleach out.
And it'll bleach out in a couple of hours. So really, strawberries are the only thing that I have found that really stain. And then the live edge cutting boards, what this is actually the edge of the tree. This is where the bark was. And they have sanded it, but they've left enough. It's completely smooth, but you can see
The coloration.
the coloration. And that's where the bark was on the tree. And then if you want to hold this one up, and
Now, this is a more
one's
extreme
beautiful.
example. You see it's clearly, the outside of the tree here, and then the other outside of the tree here. So we know how big this tree was. So it's got a double live edge.
And this is Tom's favorite. I like this one too.
Yeah.
So this works. I mean, I love this for a presentation board. I don't cut on this one, but I use it for a presentation board. So we have our the hummus board that we do, and the recipe it's in our new book, but it's also on the blog, and it's really fun. And you can put the hummus right on here. You could do it on a plate if you don't want to have to clean this, but you can put your hummus right on here, and then all your crackers and your veggies all around it, and then everybody just scoops, and that's really fun.
Are these the same wood, or is this a different? Is this cherry? Yeah, maybe this is cherry wood. So yeah, this is cherry.
Yeah, what is this one?
It could be beech, or maybe it's not cherry.
It's not cherry. I don't know what it is.
Said this is some other alternative. It's alternative wood.
It's alternative. I'll
Yeah.
have to ask Corey.
But I think this is a
which
cherry
this
one
was.
here, yeah.
So yeah, and so this one is also
Yeah, and it has
another,
a live edge, but
not as dramatic. Not as dramatic,
Yeah.
but very pretty. And so you can cut on one side of these and not cut on the other, so that you can also use it as a presentation board. So Jesse says, I love that large live edge cutting board, and it's cherry. Okay. TS says, I'm going to use your regular link as I need a bigger cutting board, so I ordered one with some of the wax. Oh, perfect. I think that you will really love it. And they do have some bigger rectangular shaped cutting boards as well, and they have one that has, like, they take the router and cut an edge around it. I like to use a cutting board like that when I'm cutting something juicy like cantaloupe and watermelon and that kind of thing. All right. I think that's all I've got. Now you've got. The floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you. It's my turn to talk. Okay. So, sharpening came up yesterday, and we said that we would address that again. And these things aren't the easiest thing to sharp. In previous videos, I have talked to you about the old-fashioned way of just using the steel and swiping across like this. This isn't extremely effective, but you know, the best tool to use is the one that you have. And originally, I just had this from sharpening Tami's knives, and this is a honer. This is not a sharpener. Steels just take a little bit of the use curl out of the fine edge of a knife. They don't actually, you're not grinding any metal, you're not taking it down to a new edge. All you're doing is dressing the existing edge. So if you keep on top of it, this could be helpful. But then we did have one that we had a while, and it was getting dull, and so I ordered this thing, and it has, if you can go to the number 2 here, this had coarse, fine, and the ceramic, which I've never been real clear on what that's for. But I bought this one because I could get my hand away from the action. And so using the middle blade, yeah, there's a diamond here too. I would just take and I'd slowly rotate that through like this. And that worked pretty good.
Ooh, that sound is kind of like fingernails on the chalkboard.
It is, because this actually is cutting metal. And then another technique I used.
Oh yeah, look at them. It's making all that.
Well, that is the calcium from the plants coming off.
Wow.
So that's why I put the board here, because I knew I'd make some debris. Okay, so yesterday, Corey mentioned this thing. So I bought this yesterday, and it came early this morning. And this is the AccuSharp sharpener right here, and I need to hold that so you can see it. And this is the home version, I guess, the basic version. When I got it, this first screw here was a little bit loose. I had to tighten it because it had some play in the middle, which was allowing the cutting edges in that little V-notch to separate. So I wasn't real impressed with that, but maybe it was just this one. And so these have a knuckle guard, so don't get scared. And then you can just, about 10 seconds worth is all it takes. And as I drag that across, I can really feel it grabbing the metal. It's working really well. However, I wasn't impressed with the build of that one. And as you guys know, can you go to one? We've always tried to acquire tools of what I call fine manufacture. We have a blender of fine manufacture. We have Instant Pots of a fine manufacture. I have a video controller of fine manufacture, because I find when I try to buy the economy of things, sometimes I'm not always satisfied.
Right.
So, and of course, I've always had a wife of very fine manufacture. So this
you
guy.
can thank my parents for that.
This guy is an upgrade. It has stainless steel sides, exactly the same configuration, probably the same cutters.
But it just feels better?
Well, because it's just more dirt. It's a
made
heavier
better.
duty. It's
Okay.
made better.
What was the price difference?
$5. The white one was like $10, and then this one was like $16. So it's $6 more.
Okay.
So and you probably won't buy another way. These actually have their this one is the same exact description: knife and tool sharpener, all-time favorite, America's Test Kitchen, and then they're claiming a real long warranty on it as well. So if I was going to advise you to get one, I would get the metal one. Now, another thing about the screws I don't know if this is going to show, but that little diagram there where they're showing unscrewing right here, you can unscrew these metal plates and break this apart like a clamshell and flip those carbide tips, and now you've got new blades again.
Oh wow,
so
that's
it's
cool.
like getting two.
Okay.
This all plastic one and doing and undoing screws and whatnot, I didn't want to deal with that. I'm actually going to send that one back because I'm just not impressed with the quality. So this one, a few times across here, and it's just a few swipes because this is a very hard carbide steel. And when you first start out, because to practice, I sharpened one of Tami's new Mezzalunas that had never been sharpened before. So the grinding, the milling marks were still on it. And so it was like very abrasive, kind of catchy coming across. And by the time I was done, after about 15 seconds, it had taken all those down to a very smooth, fine edge. So,
and then he warned me that it was very, very sharp.
So yeah, because this is now, feels like a razor blade. So when you do use these, and you start out and you don't let your knife get really bad to begin with, it's really sharp. So
okay, we'll want to clean that before we use it.
Yeah,
because it'll have a little shavings on it.
And when you have a sharp knife, if you've got a dull one, you might be in the habit of really hammering into that salad bowl. In Tami's salad chopping demonstration yesterday, she mentioned that she's using enough force to cut the greens, but not necessarily to stick the knife in the bottom of the bowl. You're just trying to cut the greens. And if you've got some that are stubborn, then you can use I'm not going to do here. I know this isn't a cutting board. This is a charcuterie board. You can use the roller.
Well, I cut you can cut on the other side, but this is the presentation side.
Yeah, so you can roll it. But anyway, I do prefer this. I do like how this is going to work a lot better than this. This is big and clunky, and I never knew what to do with the other two sides. I do dress our paring knives, our fruit chopping knives and stuff.
My chef knife.
I have used him in that. but I'm really kind of liking this one.
So Jesse says, looks like Tom and I have cycled through all the same sharpeners. I got the AccuSharp back in mid-2023 because John Pierre recommended it. It's pretty good and very simple.
Yeah, recommended by America's Test Kitchen.
Also, Jesse pointed out that the live edge cutting boards are all one-piece wood. So yes, thank you for mentioning that,
I'm going to go
Jesse.
get rid of my, this calcium mess. I don't know if you guys can't see it. When you chop the vegetables, there's calcium in the vegetables, and this is a metal, and science comes into play, and electrons and how minerals grab a hold of metals, and you get actually a calcium buildup.
You can.
On the blade. This particular Mezzaluna knife, not so much.
No, not so much.
But one of my old ones with a different metal, quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it
this one,
depends
not
on
so much. And as soon as I'm done chopping, I rinse that off, and then I dry it with a towel right away, and I don't get that calcium buildup on it.
I am so impressed with how sharp this is. I can't wait
really?
to have you use it. You're
Oh,
gonna have
good.
to be.
I'll be very, very careful.
Yeah, don't chop so hard. If you get carried away and you're just putting cut marks in your bowl for no reason, you're chopping the greens, not the bowl. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think I am done. I think we are past an hour, so we
Wow.
need to
Wrap it
close
up.
up shop here.
We do. Okay, so the sale goes through Monday, the 24th. It will end at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So get your orders in now. Just like everything else, don't wait, because then tomorrow you might get busy. Monday you might forget. And this is the best, deepest discount that he's done for the perfectly
The Nutmeg Notebook
Imperfect.
Imperfect sale is the largest discount available anywhere on any platform from Holland Bowl Mill for the whole year.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, Corey reminded us of that day
so
before yesterday.
this won't come up again. It probably won't be this heavily discounted in November. In November, we usually do
A little Black
Friday thing with them, but it probably won't be as good as this because he's never done this great of a sale for us before. So, so we've got the chopping bowl sets with the Mezzaluna knives, the knife carriers, the utensil salad set if you want the two-piece set for the salads, the live edge cutting presentation boards, the round serving bowl or serving tray, presentation board, and then the heart bowls. So, and all of those you'll see on the landing page, and you'll get free shipping if it's a minimum $100 order, and you will get free engraving on the bottom of the bowls up to 50 characters. And they're amazing, wonderful products. And for us, the chopped salads are a huge game changer. So we've been eating salads once a day as a main meal since 2013, and then a couple years later, then we learned about chopped salads. So we started making them into chopped salads, and that was a really big game changer for us. It reduces the overall volume of the salad. It makes all those tough leafy greens like kale much easier to chew and eat, and they just taste better.
And remind them they can also learn about chopped salads. This is a link to this is down in the show notes, so you too can chop salads like Tami.
Yeah, and lots of ideas in there so that you'll get the most out of your bowl, because we don't want you to buy the bowl and not use it. We want you to buy it and use it and love your chopped salads as much as we do. So we do have a 30% discount also on our beautiful chopped salad course.
Nutmeg 30.
Yep, that's the code. Use that. And
Yeah, Jesse's got a point here. The Mezzaluna knife calcium buildup is a great demonstration of how much calcium is available in our greens, that there's no loss of calcium availability being on a plant-based diet. Thank you for bringing that up, Jesse.
Yeah, very good point, Jesse. Love it. Love it.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so that's it for us today. We hope that this has been helpful for you.
All right.
Okay, so thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Jesse and Randy, for popping in and helping us out in the chat. We appreciate it.
So I'm Tom.
And I'm Tammy.
And
We help you. Why is that so funny?
Because I'm on the right, so I went first.
Oh, because I usually start it.
So now we got to start over.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm Tom.
And I'm Tammy.
And we help you
get healthy and stay healthy, one chopped salad at a time.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Talk
Thanks
to you
for
soon.
watching us. Bye.